Hello guys, Toby here from Yield Labs, and I've got a brand new video for you today, and we're going to be starting a brand new playlist. This is going to be suitable for people who are brand new to the blockchain and cryptocurrency space, and it's going to be covering the absolute basics. So some of you community members who are already familiar with this space, you might still find this interesting. So the first question that I hear quite often is, what is a blockchain and what is Bitcoin? So during this year, if you've been paying any attention whatsoever to the news or the headlines, you will see that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have been featured a lot. The crash, the rise, Elon Musk buying millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, saying that you can buy your Teslas with Bitcoin and then redacting that statement because it's not particularly environmentally friendly. And that doesn't look great for an electric car manufacturer. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Now, there are two parts to that name. Crypto, because it's cryptographically secured using cryptographic algorithms. And two, currency, because in this day and age, it's a form of currency. And it's not legal tender, but, it's heading towards that, or I hope. So let's take a moment to talk about what a currency actually is. Way back in times of old, before currency had been developed as we know it today, around the world, we used a trade and barter system as a means of exchange for goods and services. So, for example, if Jack, the horse owner, had a horse that I wanted to buy, I could offer to swap him something of a similar intrinsic value or even less value if it's something that he desires, different strokes for different folks. However, this is completely dependent on me having something that he wants at the time that he wants it. Move forwards in time a little bit, and we will have the introduction of what we know today as currency. Or if you are new to the blockchain space, you will hear this referred to as fiat currency. What that essentially means is that dollars, pounds, Aussie dollars, Japanese yen, Arab dirhams, like all of this stuff is colloquially known as fiat currency. It was originally tied to precious metals to give it value, often with coins being made out of a fixed amount of said precious metal: gold, silver, platinum, copper. For example, the British pound, as we know it today, used to be the equivalent to £1 of silver. And I certainly don't think that that's the case anymore. And now we've progressed to allow intermediaries such as banks and Federal Reserves to look after this collateral and issue us what we call banknotes. They're essentially IOUs with the face denomination value that are linked to a certain amount of currency that they hold in reserve. So in modern times, we use paper money that has a relative value to its face denomination. And this means essentially that globally it is agreed upon a $100 bill is worth $100. Now, I know that there's some differences in the foreign exchange rates and so on and so forth, but this is verified by institutions such as the Federal Reserve in the United States and the Bank of England in the UK. So in October of 2008, a person or group using the name Satoshi Nakamoto made an announcement to a cryptographic forum that they would be releasing a fully decentralized, trustless, peer-to-peer system that allows inter-party payments with a decentralized ledger. And this is now a famous white paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which you can find down in the description and take a look at yourself. And that basically encompasses the original idea of Bitcoin and how it was to be implemented and developed, the distribution of its 21 million tokens, and how that was relative to the mining and growth of the system and network. So these peer-to-peer payments are verified by miners. What miners essentially do is they are part of a global network who all have copies of this public ledger, and they use compute power to verify the transaction multiple times before it is approved and placed onto the ledger or onto the blockchain. Now, it's called a blockchain because transactions are often fed into the ledger in a series of blocks, and then each block is given to the miners for them to compute and receive their rewards. When we cover blockchains in one of the next upcoming videos, I will go further into how these rewards are distributed, why it's important, and why blockchains are going to change the future of the internet. But for now, I hope that this has given you a brief and basic outline of what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrencies are, and how they work. Thank you for tuning into today's video. I hope it's been informative. What I'm essentially trying to do is bring new people into our community and give them a reference point that they can watch as what is Bitcoin, what is a blockchain, what is centralized finance, what is decentralized finance, and all of these videos will be upcoming in this playlist. Thanks for watching, guys.